Oh, hello, everybody.
How we doing? How we doing?
Been there, done that is doing awesome. He says he's doing amazing, the best he's ever felt ever.
You got all that from high?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, makes
I don't know.
sense.
I might have been reading into it a bit. Hey, Jung is here and Josie. Awesome. Hello, ladies. How is everyone's weekend? I forgot about the clock setting thing, and then I looked at my oven, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's so late!" And then I realized that it wasn't.
I realized that the clocks were wrong. I just haven't gotten around to setting them yet. I've been just
Nice.
looking at my phone. It's been a rough day. It's been a rough day.
Y'all
Went to
need Jesus, probably.
y'all need Jesus.
Oh, you're sure? I didn't even notice.
Y'all need Jesus. Went to a UT game yesterday. Had the time of my life. It was a lot of fun.
Did you go with the expert?
We did. It was
He was
us, the
wide awake this
expert.
morning. Where were you?
He didn't sound wide awake.
I
Oh,
don't look at my phone when I'm in the kitchen because I have the clock on the oven. So why look at the phone? Anyways, so we have notes from day 3.
we do.
We
I'm
do.
excited.
These are typed notes. So Audra sent over the notes. If you remember on Friday, we were going to do a stream, and we didn't get the notes until right towards the end of the stream. And so I was going through the notes, and then Audra said, "Great, you're doing it on Sunday. I will type them and sort of clean them up a bit because she thought her handwriting was absolutely worse than the first 2 days. Although her handwriting was fine,
Yeah,
she wanted to type them up. So we actually have typed up notes. And if you are a member of MLS, they are in Discord, so you can follow along if you want.
heck yeah.
But interesting, I wanted to point this out. She so Audra had gone back and watched the video that we did on Friday during
For
the
day
day.
1 and 2.
Yeah, for day 1 and 2 in the opening statements, and she sent me this picture of the judge from our video, not from the courtroom, and said, "This is the judge's face during the entirety of the trial," which I just
She
thought
just
was.
looks so over it. She looks over everything in that face right there.
It's only the 3rd day, and she looks so over it. She is just done. So that's the reports I'm getting. The way the judge is looking during this trial, so I don't think she's having much of it. Oh yeah, and also we are dual streaming. So Valhalla's chat or channel is pinned at the top of my chat, and vice versa. So you can come over and give us all the likes and the thumbs up. I guess I'll go like Valhalla's channel. Let me do that real quick.
Better late than never, I guess. Better late than never.
So, do we want to get started here and keep this concise? I will say too, I don't know if Audra. By the way, she pulled up a map to Google Maps of the address, and I didn't. Should have been maybe a little more prepared of where this house is located.
It's
So
on
we can.
Martin Luther King in 18th or 19th, right?
Yes, but it's it's a Google Maps. It gives you a little bit of a better view of the house and also like the grassy area behind the house. So let me put this here and I will pull it up here again real quick. Oh, no, see, now it wants to go to that place. Now I got to find it. You know what? When you save too many things to your desktop and then you can't find, could you want to like, oh, quick, grab it real quick?
It doesn't
And
work that way.
yeah,
It doesn't work that way. Especially when there's like, emails, text messages, Discords.
yeah.
I got stuff everywhere, y'all.
It's just so many places. All right, let me pull this up here. Okay, so this is the aerial view. Obviously, it's Google. Anyone can pull it up. But she wanted us to see this as well as now. It's a little. Google has blurred the image of the house, apparently.
Really?
But that's where the house is. But this is like the grassy area behind the house, supposedly where the bicycle was found. I believe is what she was saying. So they got the house blurred so you can't see the house. But this is, I don't know, it's not a bamboo forest. I don't know what they were talking about with bamboo.
I don't see bamboo in there at all.
But this is the house here off of Maple. And the backyard area is kind of like this.
That's weird that Google blurred the house, huh?
It's not even really an alleyway. I mean, you could see where behind the house maybe there's a drive or something, but it's weird to call it an alley, right? So I kind of want a. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna. I don't know the address. What's the address? Does
Let
anyone
me
know
check.
the address offhand?
I don't off the top of my head.
Oh, let's see here. Well, we have the cross streets. So we have Maple and 18th. Okay, let's do this. Maple and 18th, Austin. All right, let's do a. I'm gonna stop sharing the notes real quick, and let me pull up my Google Maps. Let's do an aerial view here. Okay, so is this like the alleyway behind?
That
It's
makes sense.
1708.
'Cause that's where they park their cars.
This is the garage right here. This is the house. So there's an apartment upstairs here, right here, and then what? The bicycle was like found back in here or along here somewhere. I don't know. It's really weird.
Or there's so if that is the
Oh,
garage
that's
directly to the left,
1704.
I was gonna say that I don't think.
Oh, that's it. Is it 1704? Well, this house is blacked out. I love Google.
It's pretty amazing.
So obviously, okay. So this is the house. This is the front of the house, but we need to see the back of the house. Shit. Why did I do that? Okay. So let's. Can I drop a pin here? Let me drop my little guy. There he is.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. So that's the garage.
Okay.
That's okay. So this is the garage. This is the apartment above the garage. Why would they black out the address? Okay, so this is the alleyway here. That's where we're at.
So weird that they did that.
Okay, so the bicycle was found somewhere in the alleyway here. Huh. Okay. So this is the scene we're talking about. Hopefully that's interesting for you guys.
Can you turn face to the left?
I mean, I don't see a bamboo forest right here, maybe?
That's what I'm thinking is down right there.
That's not even a bamboo forest. I mean, that's just some shrubs.
Oh.
I mean, where's the bamboo forest? Everyone was talking about a bamboo forest.
I see no bamboo.
I don't either. Sorry, I had chat turned off. Steph right in the house. Oh, hey, welcome, guys.
Awesome.
I was just watching Steph play Sonic the Hedgehog, and I was thinking about playing the new Mario Brother game, streaming it just for the hay of it. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I already beat that earlier in the stream. You can see that." I was like, "Thanks."
I was watching her a little bit too.
So anyway, so anybody that's coming, by the way, we're doing a Texas v. Kaitlin Armstrong love triangle murder trial day 3 update. If that makes sense. So this is the love triangle. This is the cyclist, professional cyclist that was killed by the other woman of the guy that she was seeing. And this is right now we're looking at the upstairs above garage apartment that she was murdered in. Her bicycle, a professional $15,000 bicycle, was found somewhere in this alleyway. And we're just trying to, based off of the descriptions that we heard from the testimony, trying to figure out where it was. Maybe this. That's not bamboo either. I don't understand what this whole bamboo thing is. I find it weird that there would be bamboo in Texas, but who knows? But I don't see a bamboo forest. The prosecutor said bamboo. Oh, wait, here's bamboo. That's bamboo.
That is bamboo. Steph's in the house. Hey up, Steph.
Hey.
Thanks for the raid, doll. I appreciate you.
Oh, she raided you.
Yes, you did.
I'm just kidding. That's fine. We're
Speaking
dual
of,
streaming.
We are dual streaming. That's what, MLS has his video tagged in the top of my chat, and likewise mine on his. So yeah, feel free to go give everybody likes and love.
All right. So I think that's enough messing around with this. This is interesting. So maybe it was found somewhere down here. But let's get to the notes from day 3. And if you guys don't know, we have actually a reporter in the courtroom. Audra, has she been in chat yet?
I haven't seen her.
Audra lives in Austen, Texas. This case is in Austen, Texas. And she, once we learned that this case was not going to be televised, agreed to go to court and take copious notes for us. And we did day 1 and day 2 on Friday, and we're covering day 3 today. So these are her notes. She typed them up with her husband after coming back from court with her handwritten notes. And so we're going to go through these and see what the testimony actually has to say, because so far it's been a little different than what I don't know if it's been different, but there's some issues that might be arising. What I suspect, actually, after hearing the first 2 days of testimony, is that this might have been a robbery gone wrong as opposed to a targeted killing. That's my thought thus far. But that's not the state's case. And the defense is just kind of spraying it everywhere. It could have been anybody, but it's just not her. So we'll see how far that goes. But we have 3 witnesses today. First 2 are really quick. And then the third one is the boyfriend, the guy in the middle of all of this love triangle. So that I'm excited to see. I actually haven't read these notes. I hear Valhalla has.
I did read these notes. I did. There's a lot of focus on the boyfriend guy, obviously, as there should be. So
I think like the first page and a half is the first 2 witnesses, and then the rest of the 11 and a half pages is the boyfriend.
Yeah, and I don't think he's done either. It doesn't look like he got off the stand. So it looks like they'll start with him again on Monday.
Yeah. Did the press try? Yeah, so it was slated to have cameras in the courtroom and cover this entirely, and this was a case I was going to cover starting Monday. And last minute, the judge said you were going to allow cameras for the opening, the closing, and for the verdict, and that is all. And so I was ready to like go live, and all of a sudden we weren't going to get any cameras. So that was a little disappointing. But Audra has been awesome. She's sitting in the courtroom, and we're presenting this as she wrote it. If you guys go back and look at day 1 and day 2, which I've separated out, she's just writing down what's being said. She has some commentary, which is fun to read, but there's no fluff. There's no interpretation. She's literally just writing down what she sees or what she hears the witnesses say. So the first witness for day 3 was Daniel Shear. He's a neighbor living near Cash's apartment. And if you guys don't know the story, so the victim went to Austen to compete in a race and was staying with a friend named Kat Cash. The boyfriend, Colin, also lived in Austen, and he lived with Kaitlin Armstrong. So although they were on again, off again, so Colin says, they lived together, and they had for a little while. So that night, Colin and the victim, Mo, went out, that day, they went out and hung out, and they went to the beach and stuff like that. She was then dropped off by Colin, and while Colin's dropping her off and heading home, Kaitlin Armstrong, so says the state, is leaving the house, or actually had been leaving the house, kind of casing the place and driving around the house for a while. Once Mo was dropped off, went in, shot her dead, did something with her bike, left it in the bamboo forest or something, and then took off. So this is Daniel Shear apparently lives near Cash's apartment. That was the apartment we were just looking at. And the police department contacted him about surveillance videos. There's a lot of surveillance videos. There's a lot of Ring cameras and other surveillance videos in this case, and they're all tracking Armstrong's vehicle, a black Jeep. So detectives left a card at the front door a few days after the shooting occurred requesting video. That was it, I guess, apparently, for this witness on direct. On cross-examination, and this seems to be a trend from the defense. The defense asked if Shear knew Colin Strickland, who's the boyfriend, or Armstrong, the defendant, or had ever seen Armstrong in person. And he says no. That's it.
Pretty basic.
Yeah. So the jury was excused. Wants to video footage in case defense wants to object. Apparently, there wasn't in discovery to give to defense. Oh, so that's why the video wasn't admitted. So the jury was excused, and there were some arguments over whether or not they were going to admit the video from Shear's house because it wasn't part of discovery.
It's just edited, is my guess. They edited this version, and this version didn't make it to discovery, would be my assumption.
Yeah. Well, see, so there was no reason. Like, Armstrong showed up in a vehicle. and she left in a vehicle. So there's no reason for Armstrong to take the bicycle. This is a $15,000 bicycle that Mo's friend testified she cleans and does all this kind of stuff. She had a race the next day, so she's taking care of it in the house. Why would it be outside? It doesn't make sense unless there's some sort of attempted robbery, maybe she tried to stage it as a robbery, I guess.
Why? It's a weird. I don't know. It's weird. The bike is entirely too valuable.
Yeah,
to not.
Really, yeah, it's just really weird. There's no Ring cameras ever. Haven't you been watching Karen Reed? Yeah. So, well, interesting comparing it to Karen Reed, where apparently there's no Ring cameras. There's like 5 or 6 that we've seen just in the first day or first 2 days of testimony.
Yeah, there's a lot of cameras in this neighborhood.
Yeah. All right. So the next witness is Sergeant Jason Ear. You say that?
Ayers.
Okay.
Ayer.
I don't know.
There's an S on it somewhere.
Yeah, maybe it's a typo. I don't know. But all right. So the state played body cam video of the homicide. The detective's first interaction with Strickland at Strickland's home the morning after. Suspect of. He was suspicious of. I see. Suspicious of Colin Strickland. Colin Strickland's the boyfriend. APD asked Colin if he knew of Anna Mariah. So that's the victim. She goes by Mo. Colin appeared confused. Clarifications of a Mo Wilson informed Colin that Mo is dead and that it's being investigated as a homicide. Colin looked like he was trying to act as if he didn't know Mo when he first heard the name. That's weird.
It is.
Right? So then Colin covered face and hands, then placed hands on his lips, looked down. It seemed strange. Okay, so I'm not going to gauge too much on the body language, but to try to pretend that you don't know somebody, I mean, he knows her professional racing name. He races with her. That's where they met. So he would know her legal name, I guess.
You would think so.
Calls her Mo, right? You would think so. I mean, they've been together for a year at this point, or on and off for a year.
Longer, I think. I think they first hooked up in like 2020 or something.
Yeah, it was a while. It wasn't like they had just met. So Colin explained he and Mo had hung out the day before. He dropped her off before dark at Cash's apartment, but he did not go upstairs. Colin spoke incredibly well of Mo and how close they were. Colin explained that Mo what she was wearing. Colin explained of the brief relationship he and Mo had when Armstrong were on a break. Oh, when they were on a break with Armstrong.
They were on a break.
This is weird, though. So Colin dates Mo when him and Armstrong are on a break. Then he gets back with Armstrong, apparently. They're living together. But he's still hanging out with Mo?
Well, apparently she wouldn't move out.
Yeah, it happens.
Apparently it'll get into it a little bit later, but apparently there was damage to her apartment, so she moved in for a place to stay and then just never left, even after they were broken up.
So he was a suspect initially. The problem, at least according to the state in the opening statement, is that all cell phone data and other data places Colin leaving Mo's or leaving Cash's home after he drops off Mo, and is like home in like at the time frame. And we know roughly the time frame because of Mo's like tracking devices when she got home, and then when her friend Cash came home, we kind of know like the narrow range. And so according to the state's opening, we haven't seen evidence of it yet, but according to the state's opening, cell phone data is not going to place Colin anywhere near the scene at the time. So that's what the state's saying. However, security videos and all this stuff places the defendant's vehicle all over this house, like circling it for like an hour. So that's kind of the data that we have. Salvador, thank you very much for the $2 super chat.
Sal, you should know this by now. Come on, bro. Jesus.
In Discord, Sal, in Discord. All right, so I don't know where we left off. Do you want to keep reading so I don't get distracted?
I don't know where you left off either.
He explained the brief relationship that he and Mo had when Armstrong were on a break. So Colin explained. Oh yeah, you can go ahead.
So Colin explained that he is friends with Mo now, and that he admires her. Colin maintains a relationship with Mo as a friend now that he and Armstrong got back together. Colin consents to go to the APD headquarters, so he's going downtown to talk to him. Defense objects to almost all of the video and does not want it to be showed. Judge allows jury to view the video in its entirety, but audio is cut to allow jury to look at Colin's reaction, which I find to be prejudicial.
Judge allows the jury to view the video in its entirety, but the audio is cut to allow jury to look at. I have a question for Audra. I have a clarification for that. So is the only audio that's available when he first the officer first tells Colin that Mo is dead, or is that the part that's cut? I guess that's my clarification I have for Audra. I did text her and let her know we were going live if she wanted to jump in chat to answer questions. But this is the beauty of having somebody in the courtroom, right? We don't have to guess. We can actually ask her what the information is.
Pixie is a new member, a new goat herder. I appreciate it, girl. Thank you so much.
Okay, so then Sergeant Aries, here's where the S is. So Sergeant Aries, and another
Sergeant Ayers and another homicide detective identified Colin for questioning, so they believe that Colin was the last person to see Mo alive.
Except for the killer.
Right.
Okay.
Sergeant was told of a black Jeep with a bike rack near the scene of the time of death. Sergeant saw the black Jeep with a bike rack at Colin's house when they went to question him. So the car was there when the cops showed up.
Yeah, that was the interesting part. Like they've been looking, like they put out an APB for this black Jeep with the bike rack, like an hour after, because they went straight over to the neighbor's house across the street, or just like right next door, and they saw this vehicle, and they're like, that vehicle, it's either the killer or they saw something, and we need to get a hold of that person. They put out an APB, and then they're like, all right, well, in the morning, we'll go check out the boyfriend and talk to him, and there's the vehicle sitting right there in the driveway.
Sketchy.
Yes,
Sergeant,
just a little bit.
I already said that one. So they did a search warrant on Colin and Anderson's house.
Yeah.
Kaitlin Anderson's house. They got her passport, $500 cash in foreign currency. Her sister's passport was on the table in plain view. They found
her sister's passport was already with her. So here's the other thing too. So again, according to allegations, they questioned her like the next day, and then the third day, so 3 days after the murder, Kaitlin leaves Texas, goes to New York where her sister lives, stays there for like 4 days, and then flies out to Costa Rica with her sister's passport. So I thought she went to New York to get her sister's passport, but it's there.
I was under that impression as well. So that's interesting, actually. That could go to force thought. You know?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
100%.
Oh, definitely.
They took 2 MacBooks, 2 firearms and rounds of ammo, 2 MacBooks, 2 iPhones. They took DNA swabs. They took swabs of the steering wheel. They took digital photos. Nothing taken from Kaitlin Anderson's home since it was being renovated. No blood in the Jeep. The bike that was found and the DNA swabs are highly likely to come from KA.
Okay. So remember, they did, if remember, I think it was day one of the first officers or the third officer on the scene was sitting on the porch and discovered the bicycle, and then they preserved it for swabbing. So apparently, well, I'd be curious to see that DNA information. But all right, so this is the afternoon of day 3. So now we're starting here. Of course, Judge Kennedy came back from lunch late at 2:17 p.m. All right. So that's where we start. By the way, if you guys are didn't catch the early part, I had to pull it down. Hang on. So our reporter on the inside had sent me a screenshot of our stream, not anything from the courtroom, with a picture of the judge, and the face on it. She said basically this was the face that the judge was making the entire time. All right, hang on. Let me open this. Oh, geez, I have too many images. That's the problem.
Oh, I did get some sun yesterday.
What's that?
I did get some sun yesterday. A little pink.
Oh, yeah, you are a little red. All right, so this apparently is the judge's face throughout the trial. So just take it for whatever it's worth. This is the judge's face throughout the trial.
Judge Kennedy came to the bench late, 217. Kaitlin Anderson, 220. And then the jury, 225. Witnesses.
Hang on.
Ooh, Pixie gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Pixie. Those went to Wendy Marino, David Nelson, Christy Lou, forensic genealogist, Murph's Turf, and Carrie Knopp. Thank you all. Thank you, Pixie.
DM. So let me give you an idea. So Kaitlin Armstrong is on trial for the murder of Mo Wilson. Between the two is a man named Colin. Colin is a professional dirt bike, not dirt bike, like dirt bike, but pedal bicycle racer.
Mountain bikes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, gravel races. And so is Mo Wilson, the victim who's dead. And Kaitlin Armstrong is being accused of first-degree intentional murder after
Armstrong. I keep calling her Anderson. I meant Armstrong.
Armstrong.
God bless it.
Kaitlin Armstrong. So Kaitlin and Colin were on a break. Colin and Mo started dating back in 2021. And then apparently Colin and Armstrong got back together. They were living together at the time of all of this. When Mo was unalived, she happened to be in Austen for a race, which is where Colin and Kaitlin also lived. And the police believe that Kaitlin unalived her, essentially. So we have one of our fine listeners lives in Austen, and since this case isn't being televised, is going to sitting in there every day and taking notes. So that's what we're going over. I do have day 1 and day 2 in the playlist as well, so you can check those out if you want to get up to speed fully on this case.
$2 or £2 super chat from Jackie Swan. Sorry, guys, not the channel for me. I wish you well, and that is perfectly okay.
No problem at all.
Appreciate the view and the like and the £2 super chat, and wish you well too.
Look at this. Farrell sending me some love.
Nice.
It's the channel for Farrell. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Yeah. We're just trying to keep up the speed on this, and we're trying to present it without any of the flamboyant stuff and, that the news media sometimes does. And since we can't be in the courtroom, this is the best we got. All right. So the next witness is Kaylee. Oh, so I lied. There are 3 witnesses and then Colin. Kaylee, how do you say that last name?
Arlger, something like that.
I don't know about this one.
She's like, I don't think I spelled this one right.
We'll just call her Kaylee. We'll go with that. All right. She worked at Pool Burger for 5 years till August of 2022. It's a tiki bar, which are awesome bars. She's the general manager, provided video of the bar to the police. The video was 1 hour long, either 1 hour ahead or behind. Okay.
1 hour time lag.
Oh, time lag. I'm sorry. Provided receipts with Colin Strickland and Mo Wilson's names. Oh, so this is the place that Colin and Mo went to. States evidence 203, 208, or through 208. So 203 is the video inside the bar, inside pool bar. 204 is different camera angle. 205, different angle again. 206, same area as 203. But can see a black SUV with a bike rack. Oh, so she's stalking them. She's following them around all day. Colin's not telling her where he's going, but she suspects. She's kind of a Jodi Arias.
I think it's worse, possibly.
Okay.
You'll see. You'll see. I don't want to give too much away yet, but you'll see.
207. Colin orders order receipt date and timestamp 7 p.m. on 5/11/22. 208 Mo receipt ordered 1 Hurricane 756. They didn't even pay for their own, like they paid for their own drinks.
Yeah, because they're not at this point. They're not romantically involved. I don't believe.
See, I thought they were, but that was that's the news media, right? So what's the evidence actually say? That's why I like this stuff. All right.
According to this testimony, the upcoming testimony, I'm not sure that is the case.
Yeah. Well. But the fact that they're paying for their own stuff, too, doesn't seem to indicate that they're romantically involved.
Exactly.
Defense has no questions, probably appropriate. All right, so Colin Strickland.
This is the boyfriend in question.
Very thin, looks very sad. Lives in Central Texas. Identified Armstrong in the courtroom. Met Armstrong in October 2019 via a dating app. 2.5 years of a tumultuous relationship. I think you got to say it as a tumultuous.
Tumultuous.
Thank you. Relationship. Stated where they lived. He was riding his bike in circles when they met. Okay. Had high profile and average sponsors for his sport, gravel racing. Recently became more popular. Lady Law, Sandra, can a lawyer see last video posted by Turtle Boy, please?
Did he drop something?
I'll check it out. Just follow up if you wouldn't mind. Are we talking about his hearing in court, or are we talking about his live video that he did yesterday, Saturday evening?
I did see you posted his hearing today.
I did. Yeah, I posted that. Well, that was supposed to go out last night. But yeah, follow up with me. I will check it out. I'm just not sure what exactly you're referring to. And thank you for the super chat, by the way. And just so you know, you guys don't have to super chat. I will answer questions. Just make sure I know that it's a question. You can put like a bunch of question marks in front of it. But I do appreciate super chats.
1,000%. He stated where they lived. He was riding his bike in circles when they met. Had high profile and average sponsors for his sport, gravel racing. Recently became more popular. So he's doing fairly well in the racing himself. He's getting sponsorships. He's getting money.
This is at the time, right? This is in 2019,
correct.
2020. Okay.
Yes.
I was wondering if he's still riding and doing stuff. Oh, hey, Audra, question.
Hi, Audra.
All right. So we are at the top of page 4. I got a question for you on your notes. So here it says, by the way, everyone, give Audra some love. She's the one in court taking notes for us.
Audra is the GOAT.
Defense objects to almost all of the video and does not want it to be showed. The judge allows jury to view video in its entirety, but the audio is cut to allow jury to look at Colin's reaction. My question for you is, was there no audio at all except when the police officer told Colin that Mo was dead? Or was there all audio, but that part was muted? Since it would maybe be hearsay. So that's my question for you, if you can let us know. Yes, and thank you very much for your time, Audra. It's awesome that we have these notes. Look at all the praise and love you're getting here.
We love and appreciate our Audra.
Yes, very much so. Okay. Asked if he had ever won money. Very few races have prize money. That's surprising. Money is gained from sponsors. That's what you were saying the other day. Yep. I thought there was at least some prize money.
It's not going to be much, though.
Not okay, much. So all audio, but the part was muted.
So
okay, okay, so there was audio except when the officer told Colin that Mo was dead. That part was muted. Okay. Can you send me a DM or an email or something? Because I'm very curious, Lady Law. I'm on Twitter. You can DM me there, or my email is linked in my channel here, or whatever, or comment on the video or something. But I want to follow up with you on that. Okay. Where were we?
So asked if he had ever won money. Very few races had prize money. Money is gained from sponsorships. Top male gravel racers in the country had won prominent races. He was famous in small circles. Relationship was tumultuous at times, comforting at times. Unsure if he wanted an external relationship with Armstrong. Knew when she had gone to Haiti or Bali.
Extended relationship.
Yeah. He wasn't so sure. They got back together and got into a comfortable routine, more than casual dating.
So she went to Bali at some point. She just sort of, I feel like, okay, she's a yoga instructor, right? They all go to Bali.
Right.
They can afford it.
Well, I think Bali's pretty cheap once you get there.
Oh, yeah. Most of those places are. It's just getting there is expensive. But now it's not even terribly expensive. You can live for a while. Yeah.
It was complicated. All right. Excuse me. Late 2020, Armstrong, goodness, let me make that bigger. Late 2020, Armstrong apartment flooded due to the freeze. She moved in and they became more exclusive. Some feelings were developing. He didn't know and wasn't in favor of them living together. He wasn't sure where the relationship was going or if he wanted to be in a relationship with her. In January 2021, changed the date. When the freeze happened, her apartment had severe damage. So they corrected some date.
Okay.
Before freeze, they were not living together. When apartment flooded, them living together was not supposed to be a permanent living situation. January of 2021, relationship was tumultuous. He didn't believe they were compatible long term. Up until that time, the relationship was on again, off again. He didn't really date other women. A short period of time when she was living with him, they would break up and she would not move out. Post 2020, she would be aware of other relationships with women. She was aware of Mo. Prior to living together, he had many, many, many female friends. Little sleut.
Ooh.
Late 2020, before Armstrong moved in, he didn't name the person, but he had a relationship with a lady from Colorado. It was not romantic, but in 2021, while in Colorado for training, he went to see a lady in a coffee shop. He sent Armstrong a text about visiting a friend, attempting to be transparent. Armstrong sent him, when he was trying to be transparent, a picture of this lady in Colorado in her bra and panties.
So he's trying to set up an MO. That's what they're doing here. They're trying to say, like, listen, this woman is Jodi Arias, kind of like stalker. If he's out with the lady, I'm going to know everything about this woman. And apparently had a picture of her in her bra and panties. Audra, was this like hinted at that she was like a peeping Tom on this woman and like took pictures through the window?
No.
How was it?
Keep going. We'll keep going.
Okay.
Colin had never sent this picture to Armstrong and never had told her about this picture. It was a picture that he had on his phone because, all non-romantic relationships and
what we learned during day 2 was that while he was out with Mo and they were messaging each other, it was duplicated on his iPad, which was back at home with Armstrong. So this guy wasn't clever.
Well, he's not tech savvy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Colin does not know how Armstrong had gotten this photo. Colin had gotten angry with Armstrong because of the unfair response to the situation. Sounds kind of like he wanted his cake and was eating it too, but that's a different story.
It does sound like that. I think this is self-preservation testimony a little bit.
Probably a little bit. Armstrong was angry that they were in different states and he had a text confrontation, got into a fight over the text. This made Colin hesitant to be fully transparent with Armstrong. Well, I'm just not going to tell you anymore, lady. Lady in Colorado was strictly platonic. My ass.
You don't send a picture of bra and panties if it's strictly platonic. Sorry.
Nope. It may not have achieved, the end goal necessarily,
right.
But there's nothing platonic about this relationship. Doesn't recall if they broke up during this time. Reconciled a number of times after the Colorado incident. May of 22, relationship was a calm and stable period. Met Mo at bike event in Idaho, not Ohio, Idaho, in September of 21. It was a 3-day gravel race with over 100 racers. Mo was an exceptional female racer. Colin was second place in that race. Colin was top 5 in the country. Mo was up and coming gravel racer of exceptional talent in the country. Colin wanted to connect her with resources. Mo and Colin shared common interests. Mo had a casual approach to cycling, which he had admired. Mo wasn't the only female he had met through cycling. After the Idaho event, Colin had seen Mo in Arkansas. He would see her at races and events during that time. Late October of 21, at the event Big Sugar, it was a 105-mile long with over 1,000 racers. Colin was sick and Mo placed top 3. The event was in Bentonville, Arkansas. Colin would go to the restaurant and bar events associated with the races that he would go to. This event strained Colin and Armstrong's relationship. That Colin keeps going to the bars with Mo and whatnot.
Yeah.
In January,
to be fair, it would.
With Mo, yeah.
I mean, it's not doing like the best of things. If you're with the lady, be with the lady. Don't be with other ladies.
Agreed.
Just putting it out there.
As Vivo would say, keep your schmeckle in your pants.
Yes, exactly.
I want to interview him someday. He's so fun. I don't know that he would like me all that much. Might need to use you as a wedge.
The first time I knew that LawTube was a thing is when I had sued the governor during the vid, and he did a story about it, and I reached out to him immediately, never responded. And now that I'm somewhat in the YouTube sphere or the LawTube sphere, I still can't get him to respond to me. That's cool though. It's cool, Viva.
Viva's how I found LawTube, actually.
Yeah, that's how I did too.
I was watching Viva and then found all these other rascals.
Yeah. All right. Where were we?
After the Idaho event, Colin had seen Mo in Arkansas. He would see her at races and events during this time. Late October, the Big Sugar event was in Bentonville. Colin would go to the restaurant bar events, put strain on the relationship. In January, he rode with others on a bike ride. Armstrong went with him. Colin's friend Mo invited him the day after the race to go to another race. The friend invited him to a coffee shop for networking. This caused friction again because he didn't invite Armstrong. Even though she bought a bike, she lacked any skill. So apparently Armstrong isn't very good at the bicycle race line, but she's seems to be trying to get into it to keep close to Colin.
Like converting to Mormonism?
Something along those lines.
I've been watching Jody way too much. I'm sorry.
Jody. Colin encouraged Armstrong to do mountain biking. Nice, healthy lifestyle
why
choice.
not, right? If you're with a woman and you have a hobby and she's getting mad that you're doing it, you kind of encourage that stuff. I've done that. I did that in my prior marriage. Didn't work out, but
it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Colin thought Armstrong was a natural athlete, but was very novice.
Wait, hang on. So Audra says that he was big in making sure everyone knew she was horrible at racing.
Racing. So he's kind of putting her down the whole time too.
Okay, so yeah.
Like, hey, this is my friend David. He's not like good or anything, but he'll come along with us for the bike rides.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching Jodi Arias trial, by the way, every Saturday and Tuesday at noon Eastern. I've been rewatching the Jodi Arias trial. I'm getting serious Jodi vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardcore, at least from his testimony.
Audra, are you clarifying that he testifies to this, or is that your impression? If you could just clarify. Okay.
Here's the breakup. Strong discussion. Thought Armstrong was a natural athlete, but was very novice. At least two professionals went on rides with him and Mo with three others. Armstrong was not invited to this. That catalyzed a strong discussion, which caused Colin to want to end the relationship. End of October 2021, defendant was still living with him even after the breakup. He made it clear to her that they were broken up. Next time he sees Mo, when she came to Austin, 5 to 6 something later, months later, months probably. He had no indication Mo would be in Austin. Mo sent him a text. She was visiting a friend in Austin. He would go out with Mo, who had just ended her relationship with her boyfriend. So she gets single. It's like, hey, I'm in town. Let's meet up. He became affectionate due to respect and same interests. Well, I'm sure it had nothing to do with her physicality either.
She was cute.
She was
cute. I liked her. I liked her physical attributes. Don't know her well, but I did watch. Actually, I have a video where we watched some of her interviews and stuff, and she seemed to have a great personality too. Although,
yeah, she seemed to be very kind of spotlight friendly, shall we say?
Okay. He really wasn't into her, and she wasn't good at racing. Okay. Yeah, he pretty much makes sure. All right.
While Mo was in Austin, Armstrong's things were at his house and had the code to get in. The Meteor, which I think that's a typo.
Wait, where are we? I lost my spot. Sorry.
The Meteor.
Oh.
He attracts many people from his bike club. Or it's a name of a bar or restaurant or something, maybe?
I could probably, we could ask Audra. She's in the chat. I could also probably look at her handwritten notes. All right. So he never took Mo there. Oh, yeah. So maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
She went. Okay.
He had a trip scheduled to Marfa. He did 3 days of training, 5 hours of riding to increase cardio fitness. Other people were there. Males over 60 are called master racers. That's a little weird.
Master racers.
Yeah.
It kind of has a. I feel like that's something that Nicholas should be saying. Or.
Oh, the master racers. He was romantic with Mo. Does not recall any text or communication with Armstrong about Mo. Does recall a phone call from Armstrong to Mo. So Armstrong called her.
Yeah, that was alluded to in the media as well. So I was wondering if that was actually going to materialize.
Colin was unnerved and found it strange. I also find it strange.
Yeah, I would find it strange.
Armstrong knew him and Mo were in a relationship. Colin doesn't recall what Armstrong said. Armstrong did not know Mo personally. I also find that hard to believe that Colin doesn't recall what Armstrong said on the phone call. I feel like if it's that strange to you, you would remember at least part of it.
I would say, I mean, maybe he, I don't know if there's any follow up of like what was her tone as opposed to what did she actually say.
Right.
Because sometimes you might not remember, but like I remember an incident with my ex-wife that was nonsense after like a marketing or a networking thing that she attended. I don't remember exactly what she said, but I remember she was mad that I was talking to people. So I could say that.
That's, you would at least remember the gist of the conversation, right? Like what was happening or what was something.
Yeah. Like
something.
my ex-wife was like, oh, she's cute. I'm like, I don't even care. This is a networking thing. I'm just talking to people to talk to them. That was the gist, but I don't remember exactly what she said. But she was mad that I was talking to people.
Armstrong did not know Mo personally. Mo stayed with him another 2 to 3 days, and Colin helped her find a new vehicle. And Jody 2.0 take off the boyfriend instead of the other one.
My thought is, and this is purely speculative, I will say that maybe, and I'm hoping maybe the testimony as we keep going will shed some light on my theory, whether either confirm it or reject it. But that Armstrong was attempting to sabotage Mo by maybe fucking up her bicycle or taking it, and that she discovered Mo, or Mo discovered her in the process and then unalived her. But it seems like the testimony, especially having the sister's passport, having the gun with her at the time, things like that might work against that theory. Yeah.
Because I was on board with your theory originally, but
the passport thing pushed me kind of over the edge. Like, I don't think it was a accidental surprise. I'm stealing your bicycle and you get shot, sort of thing. Audra's like, maybe, but keep going. All right.
Nothing about making it more formal with Mo. It needed more time. She lived in San Francisco, so they're still, okay with where they were in their relationship. Colin and Mo remained friendly. I will say
too that Mo, apparently, according to an interview that I watched, was planning on moving back to like Connecticut, New England, and opening a bike thing. So I don't know if Mo had any ideas about making this serious with Colin in the long term, because she was talking about moving to the other side of the country.
I think they were both pretty okay with the way things were. I think they were just kind of hooking up and having fun and being young and physically beautiful people.
The passport was an innocent coincidence. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
I've never had control of somebody else's passport. Never in my life.
My wife and kids, just to put them in the the fireproof safe.
All right. Colin and Mo remained friendly after. January of 20 or 22, he would run into Mo at events. He would make it a point.
Well, sorry. I need to fix this. Hang on a second. There we go. Now I can. Okay, so there we go. Now I fixed it.
He would make it a point to help her by introducing her and putting in good words for her. The defense wants to approach the bench. When coming back from having discussion at the bench, wanting Colin to talk into the microphone, he made a motion with his fingers as a gun and put it up to his head, mouthing something to the defense table. Looked like shooting himself in the head motion. Very strange, and the gallery gasped. Defense attorney did not pay any mind to what everyone was doing. That's really bizarre.
So
that is really bizarre.
Audra, correct me. Okay, so the defense approaches the bench because for whatever reason they want Colin to speak into the microphone. So then the judge directs Colin to speak more into the microphone, and he does kind of thing.
Why would you do that? You're a witness at a murder trial. What would possess you to do that in a case where the woman was shot in the head?
That's really weird. I almost wonder.
I don't either. I think this guy's a total.
She's confirming my statement. That's really weird.
So is he trying to like hint that that she shot Kaitlin Armstrong?
I think he's just frustrated with the process of sitting there, and he's like, God, now I gotta.
Of all the ways to express your disdain for this process, why would you choose that though?
She was shot in the head twice. Your friend was shot in the head twice by your on again, off again girlfriend that lived with you.
The whole thing's insane.
Yeah, tool. See, I I don't think he had anything to do with it, but I think he might know more. I don't know. I don't know if he knows more. I'm gonna let the evidence tell me what's going on. I don't think he thought about what he's doing. Is he kind of an idiot? There is an interview with him, by the way, which I should probably play for all
Really?
of us. I don't have it. Yeah, because he has this recycling kind of company. I can't remember exactly what it is. And the local news did an interview with him because he owned this company. I don't know if he still owns it. So I saw it, but I paid no mind to it. But I should probably maybe track it down and let's watch him talk.
I would like
Because
to.
this was like a year or so before all of this went down. So I'll track it down again, and we could play it on our next update stream, just to get
Yeah,
a
that'd be
sense of how
interesting.
this guy talks.
That'd be interesting.
Okay.
Colin asked Armstrong to move out. Her house restoration was almost complete. She had dated two others. She had told him about them at the time. Early December of 21, the relationship reconciled and the relationship was romantic again. He doesn't remember if he was still in contact with Mo. Something was wrong with his phone. He could not connect on any platforms and texts would not come through. Armstrong, investigative type person, possible that she went through his phone. You think?
Yeah.
She's got the picture. She's got the nude pictures that Colorado chick sent him. She's clearly going through his phone.
How do you not know how she got those pictures if they're only on your phone, right?
Dumb.
I'm just noticing the 3-hole wonder emojis in my chat from earlier when we were comparing to Judy. All right.
Oh, that's funny. He does not recall any conversation regarding Mo with Armstrong. In January 21, he was requested by sponsors to go to the Bentonville event. He went with Armstrong. Armstrong managed his businesses, financials, and socials. She knew his passwords. This woman's running his finances, his businesses, all of his social medias. She's all over his information. She's got
again the way that
everything.
Yeah, the way it was reported in the media when all this went down is that Colin was running his business that we just talked about with Armstrong. So she was like co-running the business. That's how it was reported. And it sounds like she might have been. If she's doing all the financials, socials, and had all the passwords, maybe she's like running all that sort of stuff for the business as well. Yeah, managing his business. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
January of 22 event, the Bentonville event, in contact with Mo and would see her twice at the event. Colin noticed she was there. Mo was by then very well known in the cycling world. At the second event was an organized event at a restaurant. They coordinated where each would be. So they're still talking to each other and seeing what's going on. And prosecutor brought up that other people could see the exchanges with Mo. Armstrong had, I'm guessing that's like through Twitter and stuff or in public or whatever.
I guess. I don't know.
That'd be my guess. Armstrong had jealousy when it came to Mo. Duh. He doesn't recall telling Mo to block contact with Armstrong, which I also find kind of weird.
Yeah. But I didn't Cat Cash from Mo's friend, didn't she mention something about maybe she didn't. Maybe it was just the prosecutor talking about it in an opening. But I thought somebody mentioned that Mo had known that Armstrong was kind of stalking her. But maybe that was just the prosecutor talking.
It might have just been the prosecutor.
Okay.
I don't recall.
Which is not evidence, so I'm not going to take that for anything.
December of 2021, Colin purchased handguns at McBride's. Armstrong went with them. They rode their bikes. That's interesting. She had fright from previous road rage. She was scared of homeless population because vagrants had ransacked house across the street. 2 6 hours were purchased. One was exchanged for a Springfield pistol because it was too small for his hand.
Okay. By the way, interesting. That is the gun, I believe, that Ethan Crumbly used. Yeah.
The 6 Sauer or Springfield?
Yeah, the 6 Sauer.
The other SIG was in Armstrong's custody, and Colin has no idea what she did with it. So but they found 2 guns, right? So is that a different gun, or is this SIG Sauer?
Okay, well, hang on. So this is the top of page 8. Let me go back to the stuff that they took. Uh, 2 firearms.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, so they
But
got 2 firearms.
I wonder if
That's
those are the 2 firearms.
I don't know. Audra, do you know what the firearms that they identified were?
Is
Okay.
the Sig Sauer, her Sig Sauer, is that missing, or was that collected at the search warrant?
My understanding, again, from news media sources, is just that that these 2 guns that were purchased were collected, and one of them was used to do the unaliving.
Okay.
But Audra says they didn't specify. Okay, so maybe they get into that later because they did talk about
They're going to do
tool.
tool marks and stuff
Yeah,
later.
tool marks,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
okay.
We'll deal with that when we get there. Where do we go? Colin has no idea what she did with it. Colin still participates in other events in common with Mo. Colin has a nice professional relationship with Mo. March of 2020, Mid-South gravel race, 100 miles. Mo was there and placed in second. He didn't compete, Colin, as he had another puncture flat tire.
Maybe. I don't know.
Colin was happy for Mo for her accomplishments. Colin posted a video with him and 15 other riders. Mo happened to be in the picture. He posted it and it elicited a response from Armstrong. He answered in a weird manner. Mo was in the background of the picture. Can't hear what he's saying.
So the stuff in parentheses is for I guess Audra's thoughts on this. He answered in a weird manner. He posted it and it elicited a response from Armstrong.
The more suspicious Audra gets of Colin, the more of these she starts to include. It's pretty funny. Okay. Was that a reason to not compete when Mo was competing?
Interesting.
It's kind of weird. Unless Armstrong was kind of doing things to prevent him from racing with Mo.
Yeah.
Important, the Sea Otter Classic. Colin drove his truck. It was a Sonoma with his sister down to another event. Just spent significant time on the road. Wanted a long road trip. Contact with Mo, planning activities to do.
I wonder, Audra said that he always tried to find a reason not to compete when she was competing. Maybe because he didn't want Armstrong to get all up in arms. Oh, you're going to go race where she is now, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And if she's wigging out because he posted a picture with her in the background, I'm sure that's not the first time that he's had to deal with it.
Yeah, and no, so maybe she's not. No, I'm just Audra.
Maybe, no.
Maybe Armstrong is not preventing him, but he's like, I just don't want to deal with this crazy ass woman back at home when I get home, so I'm just not going to race.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I could see people doing that.
Oh yeah, I would. Either race and fight, or don't race and prevent a fight. Easy choice.
Yeah.
She was communicating with 2 high-level athletes with advice from Colin. His communication with Mo was in various forms. Met up with Mo on the West Coast at the Sea Otter Classic. Spent time with Mo at the Expo. Colin and Mo went own ways, knowing they would see each other at the next event. Santa Cruz went for a professional training ride for 4 hours. Calendars diverged. He went to his sister's. They had planned on doing the race in Sonoma County, but he got ill and didn't see her. He got ill and didn't see her. Had a tummy ache. He had discussed multiple events with Mo. Colin told Mo that she should join with 2 other professional athletes to train. He invited her to participate in many different things at many different levels. San Diego, mid-end of April, Belgian waffle ride with over 2,000 participants. It's a big race.
I agree 100%, Josie. I agree 100%. You can be jealous and not be a murderer. I agree. Let's see where the evidence takes us. That's what we do here. We see where the evidence takes us.
He invited her. I already read that. 2,000 participants. Mo attended and won the race. He did not compete, giving the excuse that he was still recovering. So another race he didn't go to because his tummy hurt. Colin went to Tucson to train. Armstrong joined him in early mid-May. She wanted to race in the event in West Texas. He had a smooth relationship with Armstrong at that time. The drive from Tucson to West Texas, Armstrong does not bring up Mo and had no intention to.
Okay.
Red Bull gravel race.
Sorry, hang on. What year is this? This is 2000. Wait, no, that
was participants. This is in early mid-May 2022.
March of 2020. March
Okay.
of 2020, Midsummer Gravel Race, 100 miles. So we're post.
We get down to mid-May somewhere in here.
Early mid-May 2020.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to see a time frame here.
See, this is 2022 here, though.
You know what? I do have a timeline of events, so we can keep going. And I'll pull up a timeline.
Okay. The Red Bull gravel race, Colin and Armstrong participate. Mo did not. So Armstrong is actually in this race now. After race, Colin stayed in Marfa for 2 days to film stupid video for whatever sponsor. Arrived in Austen, May 2022 in the evening. Gravel Locos 150 in Hico, Texas. Colin owns property. That's the race. Gravel Loco. I'm assuming it's a 150-mile race in Hico, Texas. Colin owns property in Lockhart and traveled to Lockhart. His business is located there and he trains there. Prosecutor asked him, "Did you drive your bike there?" Collins, "Did I drive my bike there?" Prosecutor, "Apologies. Ride your bike there." I don't know about CS. Those Cliff Notes. I don't know about CS. CS. I would ride my bike from Southeast Austin to Lockhart, weather dependent, to ride his bike, motorcycle, or truck. See, he's getting snippy with the prosecutor over some really weird things. And
but maybe
I get it.
Okay, but I'm going to play devil's advocate. Is he asking for clarification? Did I like put it in the car and ride there, drive there, or did I, actually?
Well, and if he's got a motorcycle, you would, I guess, I don't know. I guess you would ride your motorcycle too, though. You don't drive a motorcycle, you ride it. So I don't know. I don't know if he's just being an asshole
I don't drive motorcycles often, so I wouldn't know how to answer the question.
I get what he's doing, but it's time and place, I think. He owns 3 motorcycles, but mostly uses his BMW 150 GS. Takes a more experienced rider. I don't know why that would be, but okay. He is 6'1", always wears a helmet. If he had a passenger, he might share his helmet, but Armstrong had her own helmet. He has 5 to 10 helmets and a lot of things in the garage. Just being kind of rude and uppity. That's what
Yeah, I could see that too.
Then took a break.
All right, cool. I will check it out, Lady Law.
Cool.
Thank you. All right, so we take a break. Electronic devices: Apple Cell, Apple Laptop, Apple iPhone. Anyone can access his info on all 3 with one password. I have the same thing too. Like, I have alerts all the time. I have an iPad right here, and every time I leave the house, even though I have my work phone and my personal phone, it's always like, you left a device behind, because they're all linked. And if I message on one, it goes to all of them, because I like it that way. But yeah, I can see where someone has that.
So anyone can access.
Kaitlin had the passcode. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Kaitlin had access to all of his devices. Colin had no access to hers. Okay. See, that's the same thing. Again, Jodi Arias. I'm getting Jodi Arias vibes. He claims she knew his, but he did not know hers. Both had Apple products, but were not bought at the same time. Way home from Arizona, had text read at Mo had sent him. Wait, what?
So my guess is in the car. You know how your car will read text messages or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
So I think he got one from Mo in the car, and he deleted it because he didn't want to aggravate Armstrong.
That's the way you get busted.
He had Mo's name as an alias on all of his devices.
Yes. Christine Wall.
Yeah.
So the alias was Christine Wall, so Armstrong wouldn't know. Next contact was 2022. Really? Was it that long? It was like over a year? No, arrived in Austin May 2022 evening. Next contact was
next contact in 2022.
Maybe Audra can clarify that for us. Next contact 2022. Mo was going to the Hico race, whatever you call it. Would be in Austin 2 to 3 days. Discussed idea of going for a short training ride in Austin. They could not communicate because they couldn't exchange text. Something was going on with his phone. 3-hour ride with another friend in Armstrong. southeast to Lockhart, training for the Hiko race. Hiko? I don't know. He and his male friend completed the training. Armstrong couldn't keep up because she wasn't experienced enough and didn't train enough. Rushed home after to go to the dentist, off to Fair West Boulevard by motorcycle. Took Ben White to Mopac to Far West. I don't know. There's too many capital letters there. What's Mopac?
Trans Boulevard by motorcycle took Ben White to Mopac to Far West.
Oh, it's pronounced Hiko. Okay, we got that. But what is Mopac? Because this, I think, is the second time we've mentioned Mopac. I don't know what it is. Armstrong got full. What's that?
Go ahead.
I was just continuing to read. I don't know what it is. Is it that bar place?
I don't think we've mentioned this before. I think these are probably just streets. Yeah, these are probably just the streets, the route he took.
He jumped around a lot. Okay, so maybe the examination just jumped around a lot. All right, fair enough. We've seen worse examinations. So I forgot where I left off now.
Armstrong got fully involved in cycle life, and her social life began to revolve around his social life and his friends. Colin
Chameleon.
Says, yeah.
Girlfriend chameleon.
Or a control freak. One of the two.
Yeah.
Colin says he loved her? ? Armstrong's car was a black Jeep. She was the only one to drive it. Armstrong's sister, Christy, moved out of Austen before May of 2022. Made it to the dentist, heard from Mo. She had set out solo late in the day. She had sent him an image and discussed meeting up after her ride. He wanted to greet her in his home city. Colin and Mo finalized plans through text, and she had sent him an address where she was staying. Could he see if someone was checking his messages? See, she's very suspicious of Colin now. Mm-hmm. Colin didn't let Armstrong know due to past experience.
Probably Colin a good idea.
Yeah, I would agree there. Colin drove to Cash's apartment where the scene of the murder took place. Food beverage combo. He had been there before, parked motorcycle, knocked, sat down, was in there 4 to 5 minutes, rode the motorcycle, lent her his helmet, gave instructions to hold on by squeezing her legs around his hips and wrap her arms around him tightly. It's a weird way to explain.
Well, when you hop on the back of my motorcycle one day, I'm going to give you those exact instructions.
I hope so. I certainly hope so. Colin and Mo went swimming west of Mopac Expressway. He had received a phone call during this time. Armstrong texted him. He noticed Mo's bike was hanging inside the apartment. He doesn't remember a travel bag. He remembers meeting at least one of her friends. Went to Poolburger, I think, which is a tiki bar. He called it restaurant adjacent. They ate, talked, and went back to Cash's apartment. He doesn't remember what he was wearing at the time. State evidence 204 shows what he was wearing. Nothing out of ordinary happened at the rest. State question at the restaurant. There you go. State questioned him on what Mo purchased, which he rudely said, "To what?"
What did she purchase? To what? That's weird,
isn't it?
The answer to the question is a question, but the question doesn't make sense.
It's kind of strange.
His response question doesn't make sense, but okay.
Not the worst thing in the world, I guess.
Colin getting more and more agitated every time he says yes, more forcefully. Went back to the apartment off of Maple, pulled into the alleyway. She got off, gave hugs. He left 2 minutes, maybe. He left after 2 minutes, maybe. He didn't see her go into the apartment, just to the stairs. We saw the apartment earlier in the stream. If you want to, if you missed that, you could go back. We did show the outside of the apartment. CS did not inform Armstrong about anything to do with Mo. Armstrong and Mo were not friends. Wouldn't give Armstrong anything about Mo's whereabouts. Asked Colin if he knew why Armstrong would be there. He said no. When he got to Martin Luther King Boulevard, which is the next street up, he texted Armstrong, want to meet involving a lawsuit?
I was very confused by that as well.
Audra, can you clarify? Want to meet involving lawsuit? Again, the media, if that's true, that's fine. But the media was reporting that he said, hey, what do you want to eat? I'm on my way home. What do you want to eat for like dinner or something? Colin literally states he made up an alibi about seeing Mo, saying he had to drop off weed to someone for pain. Okay. We call 7 to 8 minute
How
phone.
bad has it got to be when you would rather confess to your girl that you're a drug dealer than tell her what you're actually doing?
I know, right?
Oh, that's
Let's
funny.
see here. I'm just looking to see if I missed anything in the chat. If Audra was chiming in. Let's see. Wendy in Valhalla's chat.
I did that. Wendy was asking. Oh, I lost it now.
Why didn't she go further? Why wouldn't she go further? If she had financial and business control, why wouldn't she go further? Yeah, so we don't end with Colin, by the way, on day 3. So he's back on the stand, more direct examination
tomorrow,
Monday morning.
Yeah.
They had a lawsuit going on due to the business. What are they talking about? I don't know. That's what the news media reported. They said nothing about a lawsuit. News media reported, it's in my summary.
Really?
In the description on this channel, because everyone's talking about that. He texted her like, "Oh, hey, honey, on my way home. What do you want to eat for dinner?" Like all casual, like. So
the media got that one wrong.
I got that one wrong, but I'm just going off of the news media. So
I said the media. Me. I didn't blame you. I blame the media.
Let's see. What do I say about it in here? Caitlin's saying he was on his way home about 9:30. Oh, no, I left that part out in my description. Well, that's good. I don't have to change my description now.
Good deal. So say my description's the same as yours. So that's really good.
Know, right? By the way, I would recommend in your other earlier streams that you copied this one because I went through and did a bunch of edits based on the testimony. So copy it and paste it in your other ones. All right, where were we? We call 7 to 8 minute phone call with a friend, Alan in Austin. He purchased bike for Colin. Convo happened when he was at his home. Tried to contact Armstrong via text. Needed to get bike together for race. Colin was next to garage working on bike when Armstrong came home with a bag with yoga stuff in it. Armstrong drove her black Jeep. Mo was not the subject of the conversation. Armstrong didn't tell him that she might have killed Mo. Well, I mean,
that's to be expected, I would assume.
Yeah,
right? Like, I'm not coming home like, oh, what'd you do today, honey? I killed somebody.
It may or may not have been Mo. You'll find out.
Oh, it's dumb. When asked what the apartment name was, he was not aware of or of anywhere around him except for the Kia dealership. Packing provisions for race, a case of whiskey, and watching documentary. Sounds good to me. Armstrong didn't act different. Nothing said about Mo. APD told him Mariah had passed. Asked if he knew anyone named Amino. Colin's reaction was shell shock. I'm not really sure what that means, the Amino thing. He went to main headquarters of APD, and they needed to speak with him about Mo. Colin stated he needed to inform his girlfriend. Talking about Armstrong. Mm-hmm. Colin told Armstrong she seemed shocked. Police took his cell phone at the police station for 6.5 hours. Not pleasant.
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine? Issue of black Jeep came up, and they wanted to know owner. Colin said it was very shocking to find out about the black Jeep. Colin was informed that Armstrong was at Cash's apartment for a period of time. May 12th, 2022, he thought he was in a loving relationship with Armstrong. He was fully cooperative. Police department took his phone into custody, went to the hospital because they were still conducting search at his house. He did tell APD about Armstrong's Sig Sauer. Went to his father's house. Colin was there a few hours. Armstrong was at the house. Colin's emotional state, he lost it. Armstrong discussed events. They both seemed traumatized. Colin told Armstrong to write down a timeline so everything could be explained. This conversation could have been that night or the next day. He just wanted to make a record. Colin asked where Armstrong met Mo at the park.
Okay, so her name is Anna Mariah Wilson. Her legal name is
Maria
Wilson. So Amino? I don't know. That's weird. Okay. Just trying to clarify that name thing.
Yeah, I don't really get it. CS asked where Armstrong met Mo at the park. Armstrong said she went to Black's yoga and then went to a healer. Morning of May 13th, Armstrong and Colin went to coffee shop. Armstrong was concerned about the house being bugged, so they walked to the coffee shop. Armstrong needed a new phone because it was seized. Colin made plans to meet with an attorney. Colin never saw Armstrong again. Objection, hearsay.
Okay. Judge said nothing.
How does that? Doesn't she have to make a ruling? Isn't she like legally obligated to make a ruling? Fair.
That's the face she made.
Fair. She was over it. She was over it.
She just looked over and said nothing. She just, objection, hearsay. Okay.
Colin went to his property in Lockhart. Armstrong attempted to drive his mom's car to Lockhart, but the car smelled of gasoline, so she couldn't do it and turned around. Colin found his large white BMW motorcycle pushed over, rocks strewn about, with $2 bills stuffed in between the rocks. I have questions, Audra. I have questions.
What?
There had been a rash of burglaries. Did this girl freak out and knock his bike over? And
the end for the day.
Yeah, that was it for the day.
I'm going to just pull up a couple of things real quick. And then, okay, here it is.
What's up with the $2 bills? I don't understand the significance or how this was a thing, or I don't understand. What kind of robber leaves $2 bills?
I feel like there were more notes, but I think it was just Audra's notes to like me and you in her handwritten things.
Got it.
So yeah, that was it. Okay. Yeah. Nope. That's it. So they ended examination there. Everybody went home for, rest of the day. I'm opening this in my browser here real quick. This is about let's see. But if you look at the times, she did not compete. He was there. Mo was competing. Yeah. Okay. So that's her note. So like every time she would compete or he would compete, they didn't compete together.
It seems sus.
She said she didn't write down every time, Audra meaning, she didn't write down every time he said he didn't compete because of whatever reason. Just every time that she competed, he did not. Or if he competed, she wasn't competing.
That seems weird.
That's something interesting that she noticed. And let me just see if there's anything else I wanted to look at. I'm just kind of reviewing the handwritten notes. Oh, that was it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, all right. So here's the timeline of the events. So in 2019, Kaitlin and Colin met and started dating. In 2021, Kaitlin moved in with Colin in Austin. October 21, Kaitlin and Colin break up. October, again, 21, Colin and Mo briefly date. Later in October of 2021, Kaitlin calls Mo about Colin. So that's where Kaitlin actually calls Mo about Colin. That was in October of 2021. Colin buys himself and Kaitlin a gun. Caitlin's is a 9mm. Late April 2022, Colin goes to California for 30 days for a bike race, communicates with Mo regularly. Then May 2nd of 2022, Kaitlin logs into Colin's Instagram and Gmail from her phone. May of 2022, Colin leaves California for Arizona. Later in May 2022, Kaitlin joins Colin in Arizona, and they drive to Texas together. So, and I think that's where Audra said that the testimony was that they were doing fine at that point. May 9th of 2022, Kaitlin and Colin arrive in Texas 2 days before Mo's murder. May 10th, 2022, Mo arrives in Austen, Texas for the 175-mile race, stays with a friend. And then these are the hours leading up to this particular event, which we just kind of more or less went over. Nothing is really substantially changed. Well, I mean, we don't get into all the details, but
is that timeline in Discord?
It's in Discord. Yep. Okay. It is in Discord. So if you guys are members to this channel, you have access to my Discord. If you haven't been there, there is a link. I'm under my member tab. And so when you get in, just let Jamie or Jungmin know your YouTube name so we can make the connection, and then you get access to everything. And we have This is still under upcoming trials because we haven't moved it yet. It needs to be moved, Jung, to active trials.
You slacker, Jung.
I know she's been slacking lately. What's up with that? But anyways, I don't know how to move it. Otherwise, I would. Jung runs the thing. So Jung. If you have any questions, just tag her.
She's awesome, though.
Yeah, she is. So these notes, by the way, in day 1 and day 2 notes are in there, as well as links to these videos, the timelines that I just presented, and a bunch of other stuff is in that particular channel. There's also some photographs and of the parties as well. And what I'm going to do, actually, since earlier we went through the Google Maps, I'm going to go grab some images and I'm going to throw those in Discord as well, so you guys can see those.
Awesome.
We haven't gotten a lot of that timeline though. Yeah, I noticed that. But it's starting to kind of fill in a little bit. Everything except for the meal and a couple other things that the media reported. It's more or less consistent with what the media is reporting.
It's at least close, right? I'm pretty interested that Colin wanted Kaitlin to write down a timeline.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Colin wanted Kaitlin to write down a timeline.
So either he suspects something's off or something. I don't know.
I wonder if he was doing it at the direction of the police. Do you think?
It seems pretty early. They were still suspecting him for a little while.
Maybe that's why.
That could be.
Write down a timeline. Get the heat off of me, man. Get the heat off of me.
I didn't do it. You might have. You write your story down. We'll see what happens.
So, Audra, thank you for sitting in the courtroom for these 3 days. I think you said that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that there might be a road trip to the scene of the crime.
Really?
From what I understand, I mean, she didn't say definitively, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. But I believe she said that there might be a road trip. The whole court's going to go to the scene of the crime, or if it was going to be her individually going. That wasn't really clear. But if the court goes, please let us know. That would be awesome.
That would be interesting.
And
too.
Yeah, so trying to think of how we're going to continue this. Yes, I'm going to take a road trip. Oh, okay. All right. Very cool. Show the map. I did, Audra. We did it at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, we did it before you got here, babe.
Yeah. So I have, well, I can pull it up again. Let me pull it up again real quick, just in case people weren't here. Let's pull it up again. All right. So this is the location of this is the murder house. All right. So this house right here, what we have is, this is the house with, what's his name owns, I can't remember. He testified. He's the landlord. But this right here, if you guys can see my cursor, is the garage. And there's an apartment above there. So if I drag my little dude right over here and throw it here, there you go. So now you can see this is the above the garage apartment where Mo's friend Kat was living and Mo was staying. And so these are the steps that you would take up to all this stuff. This is the front porch. And I don't know exactly where the bag was left. There was a bag that covers.
It was supposed to be at the bottom of the steps originally, and then a cop moved it.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be like right down here somewhere, and then a cop moved it like off to the side.
Yes.
But her bicycle, according to the reports, was found in an overgrown bamboo area. So we were looking around earlier for bamboo, and we actually finally discovered it right here. But it's like, yeah, on the left here, but it's behind a fence. And so what I'm thinking is that the bicycle is probably over here because there's mixed descriptions of a overgrown grassy field and bamboo. So this would be an overgrown grassy field next to a bamboo forest, maybe where the bicycle was found. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the bicycle was like somewhere in here or like over here, maybe near the bamboo forest.
She's saying the other cleared area. So I think you're right. not the crazy overgrown area, but the one across the street. Oh, go down a bit more.
Oh, like over here?
I think the other way.
Where am I going, Audra? Well, this is like a yard. Go down a bit more. That's it. So like right here. Okay, I'm gonna stop because we have like a 10-second lag between what we're looking at and what you guys see. So
you were at it.
You were
so that grassy area.
So right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this area, that's what I was thinking. Because we had two conflicting descriptions as to where this bicycle was.
A bamboo forest, a grassy area with bamboo.
Yeah. This is bamboo all right here.
For sure.
That's overgrown grass. I mean, it just kind of looks overgrown now already. So, yep. So that's the place. And if we go back to the map, this way. Here we go. Sorry. All right. So this is the location, and then where's Martin? So here's Martin Luther. So this is where. So Colin left and drove down here, and he was down here when he was texting Armstrong. Merps with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. This is mine, right? Or yours?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yours.
My theory: the bicycle was a red flag to make it the murder look like it was robbery gone bad. That's possible. That's possible. At first, I was thinking maybe she was going to steal the bicycle. It's just my thought, right? Because me personally, I feel like a lot would have to go wrong before I intentionally unalive somebody, right? Personally speaking,
right?
Like a lot of things are going to have to go the wrong way for me to get to that point. So, however, if I was being stupid and doing something that was less than murder, and I happened to stumble into a situation where someone was confronting me because I was stealing their bicycle because I was doing it just to fuck with them, maybe, right? And so that's what my initial thought was. But the fact that she had the passport, the fact that she, had a gun with her, there's no testimony about her having like a concealed weapons thing, or like, I guess she was carrying it because she had a road rage incident, but there's no testimony yet with regard to how often she carried it. Did she ever carry it, or did she always carry it? That's kind of a big question to know. That would explain why she had the gun on her if she always carries a gun. I mean, it is Texas, right?
Right.
So there's a lot of questions that I still have out there, and I'm going to let the evidence present itself to me, and we'll keep going. What is this?
Oh, that could be. Sounds code for gym meds. When they're asking if anybody knows Mino.
Maybe.
Could be some kind of a performance enhancing substance, possibly.
Ring camera footage. Let's hear it. There is ring camera footage, and you hear the one with sound that was played, I think, on day one was screaming, 2 loud bangs, then silence, then a third loud bang, which is eerie to think about.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we got that, Murphs. No, I know. And then you super chatted me, so I would see your comment. Yeah, when I'm reading things, it's hard for me to see the chat. But that's what we have so far. Audra's amazing. It's awesome that she is doing this for us.
It's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, that ring camera was 2 blocks away, by the way, which is interesting. Let me pull this back.
Nobody heard it, but that ring camera picked it up.
So we have the shootings taking place in this house, or in this garage right here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in this house heard anything, although he testified that he often hears people in the apartment and they sound like Muppets. Then we have several of these homes have ring cameras that all like captured cars driving by, or maybe even over here. I'm not sure exactly. I have to go back and look now that I actually have a map. But nobody heard anything. That just seems amazing to me.
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
And I'm just writing down what they say. No, and I appreciate that because that's how I want to present cases. The reason why I started streaming trials is there's a tendency for the media to convict people before the trial. And I emphasize, but what does the evidence actually show once you get into trial? And in media that sensationalize the testimony is just as bad. And so you writing down only what you hear is perfect. That's awesome.
We appreciate you, babe. We appreciate you.
If the landlord said it sounds like Muppets, he was gone, but his kids were home. Why wouldn't the kids hear it? Yeah, I don't know. You probably have to call the child to the stand. He did say that his son was home. So, yeah. Can't wait for Monday to be over. Public holiday here tomorrow. Oh,
Australia's got a public holiday tomorrow?
well, why do you want it to be over? Oh, it's Monday there already. What am I saying? So Tuesday, Australia has a holiday, which actually Tuesday is a holiday here in the U.S. It's like Veterans Day or something, right?
Is it really?
Mr. Veteran. Isn't it?
It could be.
What are you South Park there? Just starts randomly playing on my phone. That's awesome.
That's not good.
No, it's election day. Tuesday is election day.
Oh.
So my son doesn't have school because we're electing school board members. You know,
all right.
Vote.
Melbourne Cup Day.
She can be a reporter. But see, no, the problem is that in order to be a reporter in mainstream media, anyways, you have to put a sensational spin on it, which is interesting because I was following a couple of reporters on Twitter that were live tweeting this. And let's just say they got some stuff wrong. When in doubt, I'm going to believe Audra's notes because they're written in real time, right? I have her handwritten notes that she wrote in real time. And so when in doubt, I'm going to tend to trust those, not necessarily a tweet that was sent out, after the fact. And there's just a lot of fluff going on with it. So, wait, hang on. Oh, you were pulling up the same thing. Let me reiterate that Colin is being very rude. So interesting.
Why? I don't understand why he would have that attitude. You know what I mean?
I don't know either.
I don't get it. I don't understand his.
He's rude to the prosecutor, right? So, maybe he thinks Armstrong is innocent. I don't know. It's just an interesting sort of situation.
It's an interesting dynamic for sure.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he's just one of those beta men. Who knows?
Could be.
Is he rude to? So this is all just direct examination from the state.
We haven't had the defense question him yet.
Yeah, let's see. I'd be curious to see if he's chummy with the defense.
That'd be really weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That would make things.
Or is he just an arrogant a-hole? I wish, Audra, can you draw? Can you sketch a little while we're there? Because you can't take pictures. Is that yours or mine? I can't tell anymore because it all blends together now.
Which one? Where? What?
Thanks for the membership.
In my chat, they got Pixie.
It doesn't have the little thing where it says if it's your chat or not.
Yeah, it used to. It used to distinguish in StreamYard
until you became an admin.
Oh.
Yeah, so now it doesn't. So now you can chat as me and I can chat as you, and all the chats are mixed, except on the other end. Audra, with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. It is very strange. Did you tell them about the reporter said about embezzling? We went over that, I think, on day 2, where there was a reporter that said embezzlement is not illegal.
Yeah.
And so, very weird. And apparently also we talked about some of the courtroom dynamics, the people in the audience. There's a lot of them kind of clamoring for the cameras, apparently. Audra talked about an attorney from a different case on a different floor that came down to get in front of the camera and say that she's guilty. I don't know how they'd be bringing up a defense or something. So everyone seems to be kind of interested in the media coverage and get their names out there.
Jesus, this one.
Hey, all, I'm in court also and can help with updates if you want them. Oh, sweet. Yeah. If you want to, are you on the Twitters? You can find me there, and you can email me or you can jump in on Discord. However, you can reach out to me or Valhalla if you want.
I'm
Are
not
you
on
on?
Twitter. I'm much harder
Oh
to
yeah,
find.
he's not a yeah, he's hard to get a hold of.
Yeah,
But yes, follow up with me. And that would be awesome. Thank you
that
very
would
much.
be that'd be
Yeah,
very cool.
really cool.
And Rabbit just gifted 5 memberships on my channel. Unbroadened Aussie Laura, Dennis Heaton, Excited Utterance, Who You Calling a Cootie Queen, You Lint Liquor, still one of my all-time favorite YouTube names. Lynn Denton, and Lynn Denton. There you go. Thank you, Rabbit, so much. You're amazing.
Oh, Rabbit can't stay, but wanted to give a like. Thank you, Rabbit.
Appreciate it, Rabbit.
There was one other things. Actually, yes, I can draw. Would you like me to draw? If you want to. I was just teasing, but yeah, I mean, if you want to draw, do a little courtroom sketch. Oh, I know. I think Merce was asking about jury reactions. Any jury reactions? She said Audra did make some notes about jury reactions on day 2, but I didn't see anything
Well,
about.
today when the guy did the weird motion, she said the gallery gasp.
Oh yeah. That she did say. But yeah, so no, it's been awesome to have Audra in there, and now I'm gonna forget a name because please excuse me, I am horrible with names.
Yes.
Only do the email. All right, well then you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put my email in the chat so you can get it. And McKinley, I'm horrible with names, so I'm gonna apologize now. It's Michigan Law Now, by the way, at Gmail. Because MLS, before it was Making Law Simple, was Michigan Law Show. We've expanded our reach a little bit. And ignore the caps because they don't matter. But yeah, that would be great. Yeah, reach out to me and let me know. More people in the courtroom, the better. That would be awesome. And you guys can chit chat. You guys get lunch together. Oh, Audra, I know what I was going to ask you. The first day you said that the defendant went across the street for lunch with like an entourage. Did she do that the second day or Friday as well? That's my one remaining question for you that I forgot to ask prior to this, and then we can be done. Yes, and join. Yeah, if you join, you can interact with us on Discord. We have wholesome content. We have all of Jody Arias in there, as well as Zachariah Anderson. Jeez, I forgot Zachariah Anderson, and all the cases that we cover are in there.
We do cover you especially cover a lot of cases.
We have a lot of irons in the fire. I will say that. Plus, everyone like Broken Baker and Excited Utterance and Mo and all those people that Nicholas, everyone who streams that's in our little circle, all put their stuff in my Discord, so you get everything. Yep, I didn't get to see the other 2 days. Okay, I was just curious if she was like going across to the little bistro every day. Maybe you can sit at the table adjacent. No, I won't say that. Don't do that. Don't interfere.
Don't stalk her. Leave her alone.
All right. I have nothing else to add other than Audra. It's awesome that we have the notes, and thank you very much. And everyone in this chat is better for having Audra in your life. Just understand
1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm. Brush and bamboo. Yes.
That says bramble, but we'll move past that.
Brush and bramble. The jury doesn't take notes. Are they allowed to? The jury's not allowed to take notes in Texas. I remember that from the Ronald Rubber case, the Texas Border Patrol case.
Really?
The jury's not allowed to take notes, which I find infuriating as an attorney. I want the jury taking notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would want the jury to take notes if I was on trial. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would want them furiously taking notes.
Remember everything.
Everything. So Armstrong in the Poke now. Yes, she is. She was free for about an hour.
I think it was 10 minutes. I think it was about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. It was 10. No, it was 1 mile. She was free for 1 mile.
Yes.
Like 3 weeks ago. Yes. Hello. How are you?
Hi, Stacy.
But yeah, that's about it. I want jury questions too. All the trial. Yeah, there's no jury questions. No jury questions. You know what? I'm not a fan of Texas's judicial system. I'm
No.
not a fan of it. No, not at all. From everything that I've seen out of Texas, I'm not a fan. I will. You can say what you want about Michigan. At least we have a fairly decent judicial system.
Your jury questioning thing is really different and kind of cool and still really weird.
Our jurors can take all the notes they want. They can ask questions of the witnesses. They can ask follow-up questions from the witnesses and all of that stuff. And I absolutely love it. So take a note, Texas. Get it together, man.
Something.
I'm not a fan either, and I'm from Texas. That would be like the one thing that would actually make me not want to go to Texas. Like I have ideas about maybe moving to the Galveston area, but I'm not liking their judicial system. Like, I don't know. I don't want to get tangled up in that.
Probably want to take the bar before you went too, wouldn't you?
Well, by the time I moved to Texas, I probably wouldn't be practicing anyways.
Fair.
I'd just be doing YouTube. I'd be doing this day in and day out for all of you folks. So
that's actually funny. I was looking at the Galveston area when we moved down here.
Were you?
Briefly.
I was not impressed. I went there a couple months ago. I was not impressed.
It was pretty expensive at the time.
It's still expensive.
I believe it.
You want to fix it. Yeah, I mean, that's why I say I want to fix Michigan. And the only way it's going to get fixed is if we stick around to fix it, right? If everybody leaves, then...
Illinois, you were on your own. I was out. Deuces. Good luck.
Well, thanks everybody in chat for sticking around with us and listening to my horrible reading skills when I haven't read it at all. And
I got you.
I got you. Yeah, that's why I'm just going to keep Valhalla reading everything. It goes a lot smoother.
I got you.
We'll put something together. We'll coordinate with Audra about scheduling when she'll be able to get us the notes and when it'll be convenient for us to stream. Ideally, in a perfect scenario, and I'm not holding Audra to this, we would stream again tomorrow night so that we're keeping fresh day to day. But we'll just see how it plays. Hit the subscribe button and then get all the notifications, whether you're on Valhalla's channel or mine. We will dual stream this for all of the updates going forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did I win the likes?
Did you?
No, we don't have a competition like Nicholas and I.
Does that mean you lost? You saw the numbers. You're like, nah, we're not going to do that anymore.
No, I won. I just didn't want you to be, feel bad. That's all.
It'll be okay. Thanks,
right,
y'all.
Have a good night. Bye.
Later.